What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Second Passport. Today, I'm coming to you live from Quito, Ecuador, where I recently went to a cooperative. It's like a credit union here in Ecuador, looking to invest some money that I got from a recent sale of a property here. And I got a rumor and a recommendation from a friend of mine that this one little cooperative was paying 14% annual interest. And I was like, wow, I got to check that out. And so I went and I checked into it and I talked to the bank rep personally. I can't mention which cooperative it is yet because I don't really want to because I haven't really worked with them. So I hate to give them a recommendation. And what happened was is I learned something in checking into this little cooperative, like 14%, that's even high for Ecuador. Something is not right here, you know what I mean? And so I was just checking, and I learned something that I haven't heard for over 8 years living here in Ecuador, and something I just assumed to be true is not true. And I bet it catches a lot of us gringos. And bank reps are really just salesmen, and they will pretty much lie to your face in order to get your money, on that CD fixed deposit. So what happened? Well, basically, a friend told me about this cooperative paying 14% insured by the Cosette. That is the institution that insures bank deposits here for banks and also the credit union type organizations here called cooperatives, which are kind of like much smaller banks. So basically, I assume, like maybe most gringos do, if it's insured by an institution is either insured by the Cosette or not, just like it's insured by the FDIC in North America or not, right? And if it's insured by the FDIC, it's pretty much one fixed amount, up to $250,000. And down here in Ecuador, I just assume maybe by association that, oh well, the Cosette, if an institution is insured by the Cosette, it's insured up to $32,000. Well, I was wrong, right? And sitting down, talking to this bank rep in this little cooperative, is what inspired me to figure this out. Basically, I said, wow, so you're insured by the Cosette and you offer 14% interest for depositors. Okay, that's pretty interesting. And now, and it's insured up to 32,000. And she just kind of shook her head, and so it caused me to go look more. And I called up the Cosette a few times, and I went on their website, which is what you're looking at here, and I learned some things. And basically, what I learned is that a little institution like the one I was checking into, right? There are different levels to the Cossete Insurance, right? That most of us probably don't know. And this little institution that I was about to put money in is only insured up to $5,000 because it's only a level 3 insured by the Cosette. So there are banks which are pretty much all insured. They're called bancos here, up to $32,000 per depositor, right? Per person, not per CD. No, you can't just open up various CDs no matter what that bank rep is telling you because they will lie to you to get your money, right? Is what just happened to me in this little cooperative, right? She basically led me on thinking, yeah, they're insured up to 32,000, but I had to do my own research and I found out them being a segment 3, as you can see here, they're really only insured up to $5,000 per depositor, right? In the case of them closing down, having to go to liquidation, right, and selling off all the assets and giving the money back to the depositors or investors. Well, I know what you're thinking. You're kind of being paranoid, Mr. Second Passport. But let me tell you something. It's happened to me, a bank closing down on me, that I didn't know at the time, but was not insured by the Cosette. I didn't even know what the Cosette was. It just was a popular cooperative with gringos, and I had my money in there, and I lost a little bit of it. Most of it got returned over several years, right? So, and I can't find the page right now to show you, but one time, a few months back, I was searching a different thing, and I found the page where it shows all the current banking institutions in liquidation, aka closed down, or maybe a forced closure one way or the other, and now they're liquidating assets in order to sell to their depositors. And the list was really long. Like there's 20 or 30 of these mainly little guys that are in liquidation, closing down all the time in Ecuador. So I mean, it's definitely something you should, I hate to say it, but think about before you invest money in Ecuador. Now, as you can see here, the cooperatives and mutualistas, the big ones in segmento one, are also insured like the banks up to 32,000 per depositor, right, per person. And then there's a segment 2, and then there's a segment 3, up to 5,000, and then there's a 4 and a 5, which are only insured up to $1,000, yet they're quick to tell you they're insured by the Cosette. What they don't tell you is that they're only insured up to $1,000, and anything above that amount you would invest with them, you're risking total loss, right, of that amount if the bank or cooperative were to go under, right? So that's what I discovered that I didn't know over 8 years of living in Ecuador. I didn't know that there were segments to this, and in fact there are, right? So it's definitely something you should look into. Now, how do you know which segment your bank or cooperative is in before investing, or maybe you're already invested, right? Well, you cannot. The quick way is obviously you can Google it by putting your name, your bank name here, cooperative name there, and then just type words segmento Cosette, and this way you will know. It'll usually come up here in the first couple listings what segment it is. Like I know that there's a super popular cooperative that a few friends of mine are in on the coast. I was just curious as to what segment that cooperative is in, and that one seems to be a segment 3, meaning whether they realize it or not, each bank depositor is only insured up to $5,000, not the 32 that maybe they were thinking, because it is a Cosette backed institution. So definitely something to think about. How can you tell if the Google thing doesn't work real quick? You can go to the Cosette website. You can go to the Cosette website and you click on this Cosette en línea, and then you scroll down here and click on this first blue thing, and consulta de cobertura. You're basically consulting the coverage of the financial entity. I'm translating in Spanish here. This first link here, de tu entidad financiera, and you click that, and then you type in the name, right? And then you can search. Like say you're just searching for a name here, you can click on it, and it'll appear real quickly if what segment the institution is in with the Cosette, the total amount of coverage per depositor. In this case of this little guy, it's $1,000 per depositor. Again, this is information that they will not tell you in Ecuador before you invest, and they might even lie to your face about it. So it's something you should check into on yourself, like I just did. And it'll also tell you if the entity is up to date on its insurance payments with the Cosette or maybe not, right? So definitely something to think about. Like a very popular cooperative that a lot of gringos are in is the JEP, right? And there it is. It appeared right away. And you can see it is a segment 1 institution. It's up to date on its payments, and it is insured up to 32,000 per depositor, per person, right? The insurance. So if the bank were to go under, that's the amount that's insured. So anyway, this is something to think about and understand before you invest in CDs or fixed deposits here in the banks of Ecuador, right? Anyway, I'm Mr. Second Passport. If you like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button below. Take care.